Welcome everyone to my new educational video for Lucid trading payout rules. This is part of a video series that I'm creating, making sure you guys are having the best information, most accurate things around the subject in a comprehensive way, well explained. Right, so let's talk about this priority payout rules and the way Lucid trading works. By the way, we do Lucid accounts giveaways on my daily live stream show on this YouTube channel from 8 a.m. EST time. We trade live every single day our Lucid accounts, including giveaways with this great company. Right, so let alone the fact that their average payout time is 15 minutes, top-notch services at all circumstances. Lucid Trading has things to know around the payout. So let's talk about their rules. And first, I'd like to share with you, there's two different model of accounts. There is the Lucid test, which stands for challenge, and you have to pass the challenge, become funded. The funded version means Lucid Pro. You cannot buy a Lucid Pro. You buy a Lucid test, you pass the challenge, and you become a Lucid Pro. On the Lucid Pro, you keep trading, and you make money, so you can cash out if you achieve the payout rules from the Lucid Pro. Or you have the second version, the second direction. The second model is the Lucid Direct accounts, which are instant funded. So you don't need to pass a challenge before. You're instant funded, which means you're buying the account in a funded way. And that means whatever money you're making at the time you're hitting your targets, you can straight away already request a payout. That's why the Lucid Direct accounts are having a different price, because that's already financed and funded. Beautiful. That's the base thing for people to know about. And then when it comes down to the payouts, well, we got usually the profit target that needs to be achieved. And I like to take this one step by step and explain it from the Lucid test standpoint. We're also going to have video along the way with comparing the accounts and the models and all these things, right? So we have to do this at some point, probably in the next couple of days. I'm going to post a video on that subject. Well, in order for you to pass your challenge, you got to achieve the profit target. That's what you got to achieve with this account. And then if you pass the challenge, you basically become funded. Your funded account coming from a Lucid test is going to be called Lucid Pro. So in order to discover what do we have to do for the Lucid Pro, well, let's just get into Lucid Pro. How do payouts works? Well, one of the things you want to know from here is that there is a profit split structure. But for the beginning, you receive 100% of the payouts as long as you are still below $10,000 in total payouts from Lucid trading platform, right? When you cross $10,000, you as a trader, totally, on Lucid, your payout is going to be 90% to 10. So you will receive 90% of each payout you're going to do from that moment. This is an important thing to know from the beginning. Then, minimum profit on trading days is something that the Lucid Pro accounts have. They will require you to have a minimum profit on 5 separated days, depending on the account size you're going with, right? Which is obviously quite normal due to the fact that you definitely want to make money because you want to have money to cash out. You can't cash out money you didn't make, obviously. So these values are pretty much obvious that we earn these values. Like for the 50K, we obviously make at least 5 days of $100 each. That's just $500 totally. We're actually going to make more because we want to take more than that, and we need to respect other things as well. So obviously this is avoiding people in the second, third, fourth cycle. What does it mean, a cycle? A cycle means from the moment you start trading with an account till the time you request a payout. That's a cycle. Once you requested your payout, you got paid, then you start a new cycle till the moment you request your payout, right? So this is what it means, a cycle. Now, this is more likely referring to, and it's efficient in the second, third, fourth cycle, in order to avoid people trading, 5 days in a row with a single dollar, not making anything, and then requesting 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 or whatever value. They have a specific minimum for that 5 days right there. This is, this needs to be respected in each trading cycle you're doing. Good. Consistency percentage is the next thing that is correlated with your payout. You have 35% consistency, and that needs to be respected, which means the highest day the highest profitable day should not worth more than 35% of your total profits. If your total profits are 10,000, your highest day should not be more than 3,500. It's very simple. That's the math. So this needs to be controlled by you. When you're making money, you need to know that, well, I don't want to make more than this, because if I make more than that, this value is going to be worth more than 35% of my total profit. And I'll have a video on the consistency. If you want to organize, I'll have a calculator. I'm going to show you some great strategies around that one too. But this is something you got to respect, which is very comfortable, because on the other accounts, on the direct accounts, instant funding accounts, because they're instant funded and you're making money from the beginning, the consistency you have to respect is 20%. So you have to be more strict there. 35% here on the Lucid Pro accounts, way more comfortable. Profit over buffer balance. This is where we start talking about which is the money you can cash out. Well, the first thing you got to do here, once you're funded, you need to make the buffer balance. And you can only cash out money above the buffer balance. So buffer balance, money that you want to cash out needs to be made above that. Each account size has its own buffer balance represented. For example, the 50K is having a 4% buffer balance plus 100 bucks. That plus 100 is across the board for all of them. The 100K is actually having 3%. And the 150 is actually having 3% as well. So the buffer balance is a little more on the 50K. As you can see, they're requesting you to make 4% for the buffer. On the other ones, it's just 3%. 3% is really comfortable, guys. It's extremely comfortable. Industry standards are 5 to 6%. Think about for the direct funded account, which is also beautiful. It has its own advantages and stuff like that. But for you to be able to qualify for the payout for an instant funding account, you'll have to make 6%. Once you make your 6%, you're taking your money out. You're cashing out. Here you have lower percentages for the buffer, and then above that buffer is the money that you're actually needed to be earned, and you're taking that out. So here are the maximums, and here's the table that we care about. This is how much you can take out on each cycle, depending on the account size and depending on the payout you have on that account. So if you have a first payout or second payout on that account is 1,500 for the 50K, 2,000, and then 3,000 for the other sector as well. Quite interesting, guys. The more payouts you have on the same accounts, the bigger the payout will be able to be cashed out. So in a nutshell, if you want to take out 1,500, you need to make your buffer of 2,100 plus 1,500, right? So we say here plus 1.5K, right? And that is $3,600. You make 53,600, you take out 1,500. That whole 1,500 will arrive in your Rise account, which is the way they pay, and then you can put that in your bank or whatever. 2,000 for the other sector, 3,000 over there. I mean, look at that, 3,000. You have to make 157,600 for the 150K, and you take out 3,000 for there. That's really comfortable, guys. I'm telling you, that's really comfortable considering the industry standards. And let's not forget, you can have 5 Lucid Pro accounts, like 5 funded accounts you can have. And you can do copy trading all of them, right? So you're just copy trading a single account, which copy trades all the 5. You're trading on a single account and copy trades and multiplies 5 times. So if we do the math here, there are possibilities of payouts that represent, for the 150K, 5 times 3,000 is $15,000, guys. That's a really good payout. 15 grand right there. How much does it cost? It's $210 per account, right? So if we do the math, but of course, this is a challenge account. You need to pass the challenge. Passing the challenge means to make 6%. 6%. It's 6% on any account size. Indeed, you receive the accounts at a cheaper level on the Lucid test compared to the Lucid Direct, but you got to do 6% to be funded, to become Lucid Pro. If you don't want to do this challenge, then you just go directly to your Lucid Direct, and then you have no challenge. You're already financed and you're already funded. And here you have to do 6%, the same value, but at the time you do your 6%, you can already request your payout. That's the difference between Lucid Test and Lucid Direct accounts, with challenge and instant funded. That's different, guys. The same 6% here on Lucid Direct would actually give you the payout possibility. And it's a good payout possibility. If we look into the values, we will be able to discover a lot of the things. $3,000 is basically from the first to the third payout, and then 3,500 starting with a fourth. But you got to keep something in mind. Your profit goal for the first cycle is 6%, right? For both accounts. But then guess what? This is going to be only, and this is the best thing in the industry, 3%, guys. This is the best thing. 3% for the second and upcoming profit goals. So that means in your second cycle for the 150K instant funded, you only have to make $4,500 for you to be able to cash out $3,000. $4,500 is 3%, guys. Compared to the first cycle, which is 6% is the industry standards for the prop firms that are functioning, delivering top-notch services. You should not expect prop firms to allow you within the first cycle with 3% or values like that and then still pay you, because simply that system is not working, it's not functional. We've been here for a long period of time between the prop firms. We know their numbers, we know the industry standards that are needed, and this is pretty much clear. 6% is needed for the prop firm to exist and be able to pay you. Our job is to produce that, and we produce that, we have profits. We pay $500 maximum discount right now. With a coupon code SCRAMBLE, you always get maximum discount on the platform on any account model. $500 per an account, and we receive $3,000. That's 6 times the value. 6 times the value. That's good, guys. There is edge and room there. Even if we lose 2, 3, 4 accounts, we're still profitable. And then you just do the numbers game, multiply with 5, the whole thing, and you're making more profits because you're doing copy trading. If you want to do that, of course, it's not mandatory. You can trade 2 accounts in a copy trading form and then 3 accounts in a copy trading form. And you can just combine them, of course. You do whatever you want, of course. But the idea here is the profit goal on the second cycle and subsequent is insane. 3% is just nuts, guys. Yeah. 3% for the 150K and 5% for the 50K, right? 3% here and 5% for the 50K. Not the same. Not the same. The first one is 6% on both. Now, payouts, up to 6 payouts. When you get to that one, you're moved to live. Let's just do the math, guys. Totally. 5 accounts, 6 payouts. Each payout is 15 grand, we talked about. Because 3,000 times 5, you can have a maximum of 5 accounts. With a maximum of 6 payouts, 15 times 6 equals with $90,000. First 10,000 is no profit split. You get the entire value. The rest of 80 grand will be a 10% profit split. 10 to 90. 10% goes to the company, 90 to you. So you are giving to the company $8,000 from that 80 grand. Which means from 90, we cut 8,000. From total, we cut that 8,000. You can receive a maximum of $82,000. And this can all start from 5 accounts. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. But also the Lucid test accounts have a great possibilities of payouts too, guys. With such powerful live model, which I'm going to talk about in a new video and fully explain how does the Lucid live version works. So, in a nutshell, let me explain to you how many accounts you're going to have. With Lucid Direct, it's clear, 5 accounts. Maximum 5 accounts. With Lucid Pro, 5 accounts too. But you cannot have 5 of Lucid Pro and 5 of Lucid Test. No, both are funded. You can only have, and it's not just only, it's again industry standards, 5 funded accounts as a total combined way if you have them combined. If you only have in a single formula like Lucid Direct or Lucid Pro, it's still just 5. If you have 2 Lucid Direct, 3 Lucid Pro, it's still 5. You can't have more than 5 funded. Whether your funded is coming from a challenge or instant funded, no, totally 5. If you don't have funded, you only have Lucid Test and no funded, you can have 10 Lucid Test accounts simultaneously. 10. If you have funded, but also you want to have Lucid Test, you can have up to 5 Lucid Tests if you have a funded account, right? Keep that in mind. So if you have, for example, 5 Lucid Direct, you can have 5 additional Lucid Tests. If you have 5 Lucid Pro, you can have 5 additional Lucid Tests. Because that's not funded, it's a challenge. So that is the way it works. What other things? Obviously, we shouldn't touch the max loss limit. Daily drawdown type is end of the day. Daily loss limit is end of the day, is not trailing, right? So that means based on your end of the day balance, that's from where they calculate your value of the daily loss. Really comfortable. I'm also going to have a video on the Lucid scale above initial trail. It's a unique daily loss limit model. It's never ever going to be below the value represented here. It can only increase. If you do something, it will increase, right? So there is a model and there is a situation where you're 3,600, and this thing is appearing basically on the Lucid Direct here explained. Your 3,600 will never decrease, right? So that is the minimum as daily loss limit. It might increase. It might become 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, depending on your performance. But I'll have to do a separated video for the Lucid scale explanation. It's 60% of the peak end of the day balance. And if your value is above 3,600, then that value is going to become your new daily loss limit. If your value is below 3,600, then your 3,600 will remain. Because I said, it's never ever below that value. Your daily loss limit is not going to decrease whatsoever. Beautiful, guys. This is the way we're running for the moment on the payout rules, payout ways, but we got to do some comparisons between the accounts. We got to run some nice show. We have to show the numbers clearly and perfectly, and that's something I'm going to do in the next videos. Have a consistency explanation video with great strategies and consistency hacked model. Share with you how you can hack the consistency in a pretty good way. And of course, feel free to join us on the live stream. Feel free to join the accounts if you think Lucid trading is a great solution for you. Have fun dealing with this prop firm. Coupon code is Scramble. Link is in the comments area along with the code in the description area. You have everything right there. In terms of the platforms and listings and other general rules, I'm talking about in my a review video that I posted on my channel, which is discoverable right there. And then you got to keep aware of the inactivity rule. So you should basically have activity on your account at least one trade every 30 days, because otherwise you get terminated, right? So after 20 days of inactivity, you're going to receive your first email. After 25 days, you're going to receive another email. And then after 30 days, your account is going to become deactivated. So for those of you that are going in a holiday, make sure to inform them to pause your accounts. For those of you that have any other urgencies, emergencies, and stuff like that, you can't trade for some reason, you don't want to trade, make sure to inform them. I want to stop trading this account for 3 weeks. Pause it, and I'll get back to you to resume my activity. This is the way it has to be done. If you forget about it, it's nice they're sending you an inactivity email after 20 days. And you can still get back to them. Trading rules, something you really have to be aware on, is microscalping. Microscalping represents that you have to generate at least 50% of your profits from trades that you held minimum for 5 seconds. So if you need to make 9,000 on a Lucid Direct, that's your payout target, 9,000. $4,500 needs to be made from trades that you held your position active for at least 5 seconds. Because if you're not doing this, your account is going to get flagged. This needs to be respected, guys. All profits from microscoping activity will be forfeited if you're not respecting these rules. Like if you have 90% of your profits made from trades that you just open your trade and in 3 seconds you're closing, and that's how you made 90% of your profits. Well, usually this is attacking people that are trading with high frequency bots and softwares, and they're doing 300 trades a day or 800 trades a day with milliseconds and stuff like that. But when we are trading, we never have this problem. Right? So we never have the 5 seconds problem. You will be able to see you're not going to have these problems. And of course you held and you hold for more than 5 seconds on 50% of your profits, right? This is targeting exactly what I told you. It's not really an issue for us at all, but I'm just stating it here for you to be able to know it, because this is also part of the payout rules and it's all part of the trading rules that you need to know about. Now, other things, consistency is there. There is no consistency for the Lucid test accounts, no consistency. And you can pass the challenge in a single day. If you hit your target, you have passed the challenge in a single day. That's beautiful part about this whole thing, guys. That's all. That's all, guys. That's where we are. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Join our Discord, join our live stream, join our giveaways, and make sure to benefit of maximum discount available with a coupon code SCRAMBLE. Have a lovely time. We'll talk to you soon.